Hi, I'm Peter Dyson. I practice personal injury law in South Florida. Today, I want to talk to you about different kinds of insurance policies and how it affects how you get your money. There are four types of insurance coverages I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to talk to you about bodily injury. I'm going to talk to you about underinsured motorist coverage. I'm going to talk to you about combined single limit coverage and umbrella coverage. Each type of coverage is going to affect how you're going to get paid for your injuries. The first type I'm going to talk to you about is bodily injury coverage. That's the coverage that the person who caused the accident has. It's not your insurance, it's the other person's insurance. Typically, it's divided up per person and per accident. What that means is that for every accident, they have different pots of money. The per accident is the total amount if you add up all the separate pots together. And each person has their own pot. Let me give an example. If there is a $100,000, $300,000 policy, that means the total insurance company can pay is $300,000. And that's divided up into three separate pots of $100,000. So what happens is, let's say someone's case is worth $200,000. Well, their pot is only $100,000. Let's say someone else's case is worth $10,000. Well, the insurance company is going to save $90,000 on that one pot. So what it does is it breaks it down per person, but then there's a cap. And it doesn't matter if 5 people are injured, it doesn't matter because they're just going to pay that $300,000. Now, uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage, that is insurance coverage that you purchase in case the other person doesn't have insurance or doesn't have enough insurance. You buy that to protect your family. But just like the bodily injury, there are separate pots. There's a cap on what you purchase for the whole accident, and there's a subcap or pot of money per person. Now, here in Florida, there are many people without any insurance coverage or small policies that would barely even cover your hospital bills. So it's really important that you have that uninsured motorist coverage. Combined single limit or CSL coverage is similar and different from the bodily injury coverage that we talked about before. Combined single limit is purchased by the defendant. That is coverage purchased by the person that caused the accident. But if you remember when I talked about bodily injury, how there's a cap and then there's separate pots of money per person, a combined single limit doesn't have those separate pots. In other words, everybody's claim, property damage, is lumped into one cap. So going back to the examples before, if somebody had a $300,000 CSL coverage, if one person has $290,000 in damages and the other person had 10, well, that's how they'll split it up. The first person gets a 290,000 and the second person gets 10. Now, talking about the BI coverage with per person, that person with $290,000 coverage will be capped at the 100. That's the big difference between traditional bodily injury coverage and CSL policies. The last type of insurance coverage I want to talk about is umbrella coverage. It covers a lot of things. It might be attached to your house. It might be attached to your cars. It might include boats. But what it is, it's a layer of coverage above the bodily injury or the uninsured motorist. So going back to the example before, if somebody had $300,000 in combined single limit, an umbrella coverage would be $1 million above that. So the total amount is $1.3 million. We have handled hundreds of these cases. It's really important to understand which policy is going to pay you and how much. Please call us at the telephone number below so we can analyze the different insurance policies at play in your case.